Good morning, you guys. I'm gonna, it's like if I sit up, you guys are at a good angle, but if I lay back in my chair, I'm like, I'm down here. All right, you guys, man, Two Crow's brother, Coda, has the worst allergies ever. We are having to, we're having to have him allergy tested because he is having all the allergy problems. So, all right, you guys, I am going to let people pop on, but if you hear coughing, don't be alarmed. It's just him trying to survive the Texas. He had welts all over him last night, I guess, from being bit by flies. And they said that some horses do this once and then never do it again. Like, we just need to send off allergy testing to Spectrum to try to figure out if this is a long-term permanent thing or just like a extreme climate change. Since he came originally from South Dakota, maybe South Dakota to Texas is so different. He's just struggling with all the bugs and everything. So we'll see, but holy smokes, he has definitely been through it the last week. So, hey, you guys. So the one thing that I am going to discuss today is the saddle giveaway. We are fixing to do, I got my first from Melissa. Thank you so much, Melissa. My first $100 donation to the Round Pin Fund. So I need 100 people to donate $100 each. I know that we have some people that have sent $50. Listen, if all you can do is $50, that is absolutely fine. So here's what we're gonna do starting right now. We need this to fill as fast as possible. I know it's $10,000 and you were like, Tara, but hear me out. You know me, I dream big, I think big, and collectively as a large group, we can do a lot. So for those of you that can only donate $50, please do so. For those of you that can give 100, we have something really special. So we're gonna keep the $50 people and the $100 people separate. When each draw gets to 100 people, we are going to do, we are going to do something super cool. So, we had a knockdown drag out yesterday. That's why I wasn't live a lot. And today it is a new day. And I, of course, slept on it and decided that the best thing I can do is a fundraiser with you guys. And let me explain why. So I have a horse here named Triton, and so many of us love him. We genuinely love him. He sold in the catalog sale at Billings, Montana. Jacob did not buy him. Jacob actually got him off of Justin Knowles. For those of you who don't know, Justin Knowles' name is Duck. Super good friends with Jacob. They're friends. Basically, at those big horse sales, what happens sometimes is they sell horses and then after the sale, they're all pinned together and sometimes horses kick each other. Sometimes things happen. Well, at some point between when Triton sold through the ring and they got ready to load out, his left eye got put out. I don't know how, when, where, why. Obviously, I wasn't there. I didn't make Billings that time. So we gave Triton about a month to try to let the eye heal as much as we can. We had drops. He was on Banamine paste, and he had to have some drops in the eye. And he was genuinely the hardest horse I've ever had to deal with. Like, he was really difficult. So now we don't know if we need to remove the eye. I've literally talked to 100 vets trying to figure out what's best. My thought process is that the eye did not heal in a good way. The eye looks like it has spider webs on it, so it's letting light in, but for him it just constantly looks like something's in his face. The problem we're having with Triton now is that every time we try to do anything with him, he'll start doing this all of a sudden and start running backwards, and then will run off and cow kick at you. And I genuinely think that he thinks something's trying to get him. So we've honestly discussed taking him down to have the eye removed, even though the integrity of the eye is okay. the scarring over the cornea is causing light to get in, but he can't actually see out of it. And he just, even when he's tied up, he just constantly acts like something's in his face. So I know for a fact that it's something to do with that. One vet told me to build a Gorilla Glue patch and put over it to where he has to shut it, and work with him with the eye blacked out, if that, for lack of better words, where no light is getting in, where he's not, you know, where it's just black, so he has to only see out of the other eye. And not the Gorilla Glue, like not Gorilla Glue tape directly on the skin, but like buy one of, he showed me a way they did another horse. What they did was they put a mask on this horse that was like a titanium mask, and then basically put cloth over the eye so that that side was just blinded. And that vet was the optometrist that fixed Donnie. So as you guys know, Donnie was blind from severe head trauma. Same thing, you know. And I just, God bless it. I don't, my glasses are fogging up. I'm sorry. I'm like, they're fogging up and I can't see. I go through phases where I'm not a rescue. I'm not a rescue and I can't save them all. But I go through phases where I try to stand firm in that belief, because I have Jacob who is like, we're not a rescue, and, you know, if you can't sell them, they need to ship to slaughter. And, you know, so the problem that I'm having is that Jacob is the one who owns the horses. I own this facility. And it is two separate businesses. When you purchase a horse from JT Livestock Company, and then you board with Tara Sanders. So once the horse is purchased, it is two very different businesses, because the operating capital from the horses selling goes to Jacob. Jacob has employees. He's got a girl that we pay out of his operating capital. He pays the majority of the hay, the feed. But my Facebook revenue pays Tylen, because I have decided in my little pea brain that I want to have a training program, and I want to show you guys what we can do to some of these horses. Because here's what I've discovered in 9 years. Horse trading is amazing, and you have lots of horses that go through auctions and people buy them, and the next thing you know, you see them 6 months later on Premier and places like that, bringing, you know, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. And that's great, because anytime somebody buys a horse and increases their value, I feel like the horse's life is better for that. You know, the horse is never probably going to end up in a bad situation again, because somebody worked with it, gave it value, gave it a purpose. But what I'm seeing is there's a whole lot of horses out there that are run through public auction. And okay, so we have a horse right now named Trucker. He's the opposite example of Donnie and Triton. Donnie and Triton ended up with Jacob because both now Jacob bought Donnie. I can't blame anybody for that. But I have a dun horse here and a bay roan horse here that Justin bought, and Justin Duck, whatever you want to call him, bought him because he is a horse trader, and he brings large groups of geldings down from the north and he sells them to cowboys, and he's got a very vast clientele of traders, and that's what he does. And that's fine. I fully stand behind horse trading. I think that it's a great way to make a living. The problem that we are kind of running into is that sometimes things happen where a horse gets injured. And the problem is when you're already in a horse trader's hands and you get hurt or there's a big problem, sometimes they just have to cut their loss and move on. And when they cut their loss, I mean, we've all heard people say it. We've all seen people just cut their loss, you know, just stop throwing good money after bad. But those horses end up going to slaughter. So what I would like to do is anytime, you know, people buy a horse and something happens, and horse traders aren't going to send it to a rehabilitation facility. Like if you bought a $10,000 barrel horse and it stepped on a nail and it was not usable, you send it to a rehab center and you put the money into that. But when those things happen to trading horses, there is no rehabilitation center for trading horses, no matter how amazing they are. Triton is fantastic. He is four 4 years old maximum, maybe going to be 5 this fall or 5 next January. That tooth is barely breaking through the skin. So 4.5-year-old horse, and he's beautiful blue roan, but that eye bothers him so bad that we're really struggling. But I have to have a round pin, and so I told Jacob the problem now is that he has learned to rear up, wheel, and bolt, and he can drag you, and he just knows that. I mean, at the drop of a hat, the drop of a noise, the moment he gets scared, it's rear up, wheel, and run off. Rear up, wheel, and run off. And if you hang on to him and you're skiing behind him, he'll kick out at you. So he has become dangerous. He's become life-threatening dangerous because of that eye, and he's so scared. So one, I need the upkeep cost to try to knock that eye out. We need to just remove it. We are going to put a mask on him and see if, blinding him, not blinding him, but taking all the light away will help. If it does, great. Hey, Jerry, let's, yes.
Jacob said that he needs tags. Do you have any tags?
I don't have tags. No.
Okay.
I have none.
Alan said he didn't know.
No, we don't have any. We don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, they were catching in the fence, and I don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta fill up some hay bags.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we need several hay bags. Okay, so I am going to put the mask on him, and I'm going to try to cover the eye, see if that helps. If it does, we do have upkeep cost raised from the first saddle giveaway. Not quite enough to take the eye out, but pretty close. So I don't really need to fundraise for that. But between him and Donnie, and now we have Trucker. So Trucker sold through the sale barn as a finished ranch gelding. What I know about Trucker is that yes, Trucker is a fantastic 4-year-old draft cross. He's beautiful, he's sound, but he's by nobody's standards a finished ranch gelding. You get him, and this is a problem that we see with a lot of horse traders. And I'm not talking about Jacob or Duck or anybody. I'm talking about people that sell at public auction. Like, not people that bring them home and sell to their customer base, but people that filter a lot of horses through public auction. And the reason I know this is a problem is because it was recommended to Tylen and I recently to just, don't get a round pin, just get 6 12 by 12 panels, so 12 by 24, and make you a box and just get those horses cell ring broke. I don't want to get horses cell ring broke. Trucker is cell ring broke. You can ride him in a 12 by 24 box and he will spin around and look like $1 million. And the moment you lead him out of that cell ring environment out into the open, he's like, what? None of my customers are looking for a horse to ride in a 12 by 24 box. So the problem with going to sell barns, again, is you can go to a sell barn and buy a horse that you think is fantastic, fancy, broke, and you get it home only to find out that their cell ring broke. It happens all the time. The problem is we need those horses to be able to be in a bigger environment, probably a 60 by 60 round pen, to where they can't get away from us, but they also are still in a safe enough environment that we don't get Tylen hurt. Now, the reason I can't just go to Tractor Supply and buy $70 panels and put them up is because if horses hit those, they crumble, they catch their feet along the bottom of them, and the next problem is we need a 6-foot tall round pin at a slant, like an actual round pin. If you buy a training round pin, they're 6 foot tall and the panels have a slant to them like so. And it's so when you're riding the horse in the round pin, your stirrup doesn't constantly catch. If you have a horse that breaks in half in a traditional round pin, they catch your knee and your stirrup on the round pin and it can really hurt the rider. So we need an actual training round pin. They're $7,500. And there's no two ways about it. So I have gone back and forth with Jacob. Jacob does not want to do the training here. He's like, Tara, we need to, all of these other traders just cut their loss. Like, just get my operating capital back out of it and move on. That's not what's best for the animal. That's what's best for Jacob's pocketbook. That's what's best as a business standpoint, but it is not what's best for the horses. So at the end of the day, you guys have to remember, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to sabotage Jacob's business plan, or I'm not trying to train every single horse that comes here. We get lots of great horses that have the ability to just turn around and be resold fast. That's the business model of what Jacob does. Either send them to slaughter, sell them to the public, or find a catalog sell for them, but you turn them over fast. Like, they should just be in and out, in and out. But you do have horses like Donnie. It's not an in and out process. Triton is not an in and out process. Trucker is a fantastic prospect and project to start training. So I'm gonna put the first $1,000 up. I'm gonna personally put $1,000 of my own Facebook revenue towards it. But we have some draws. So here's what we're doing. You can either send $50. Okay, so I appreciate, listen, Brooke, I really appreciate it, but I am never going to toss post on one end and make a round pin. We're just not going to do that. We are going to buy a round pin that is not post. We're going to buy 6-foot tall panels, and let me tell you why. I'm not dealing with horses that have been handled and had all the groundwork, and we're having to start over from the ground up. And I'm not going to throw together like a makeshift round pin and get Tylen hurt or a horse hurt. Like, we are going, and listen, you can buy the most expensive nice one and still have a bad situation. So what I'm saying is we're gonna collectively come together and build it worth building. That's how I feel. Like, if we're gonna do it, let's do it right, and let's invest in these horses so that they have a better future than what they had when they came here. I have been offline for about 2 months. Today is day 7 of the 100-day challenge. Yesterday I wasn't live a whole lot. We were super busy. Jacob and I were really discussing for the future. And that's just, we just had a lot going on. So I'm going to be live quite a bit today. I'm fixing to video the last couple of horses from Billings. We're going to evaluate the 2 young draft crosses that are left and bring some in the barn. Yesterday I sold almost 20 horses in one day. I sold 20 horses yesterday, and it was a really busy day. So that's big. We sold a lot of great horses to great homes. Yeah, I don't know. It was like the floodgates opened and everything sold. And today we have 8 leaving to one direction that basically sold. They're leaving here to run by to get the health pass updated so that we can get them home. I have several, sorry, my hair it's been raining on and off, so I have like super wet, but just forgive me. And my glasses keep fogging up because of the humidity and the rain at the same time. Like, it's a day. Yeah, it was great. It was great because it literally made Jacob kind of take a breath. Like, yesterday morning, he was kind of on the warpath with me, like, get these fucking horses off my bills. I don't want to feed them, like, fuck, I get them, get them gone. Like, he was like going through pins, writing down horses that needed to ship, and it was like the floodgates opened and a whole bunch of them sold. And then by last night, he couldn't really say a whole lot to me. So I never want people to think that like everything is just like kosher and that Jacob and I, see eye to eye on everything. We do not. But I signed up for this 9 years ago. This is something that I've always wanted, was to have this property so that the horses didn't have to stand in a kill pen. All right, you guys, we have a star party going. Let's make sure that we get stars sent so that we can kill this star party. We are actually on star party 14 out of 20. So we are just a couple of star parties away from me getting a $200 bonus, which is money that can be used towards trying to have Triton's eye removed if we choose to go that route. So what I want to do is do 2 different kinds of draws. For every $100 that you donate, we need 100 people to do $100 or more. All of those people will be in a giveaway, and when we get to 10,000, we are going to pick 2 winners, and those 2 winners are going to win saddles. I'm going to give away gift cards to 2 saddles. If you don't need a saddle, we are going to just give you a $1,000 cash payoff, so you can just take a one-time $1,000 cash payoff, and it'll be paid directly after we draw if you choose the cash over the saddle. Now, we also have a $50 option. You can donate $50 and just be in the saddle draw. So basically, if we all just collectively pitch in and get this done, we could do this drawing tonight or tomorrow. I mean, there's a lot of people that watch these videos. There's lots of you that have an emotional attachment to Diablo. I have another horse here that I really haven't shown anybody because I really thought he was going to ship to slaughter. We call him Spanky. I want to introduce you guys to Spanky, but I also have been reluctant because when he came here, he was supposed to be a youth suitable calf roping horse. They rode him through the ring, and he's about 14 hands tall, 14'1". He sold for $5,500, and basically we get a phone call. That was not this sale, that was last sale. So this last sale Jacob goes to, a guy calls Jacob and says, do you guys have anything in the world that my grandson can ride? We had a really older rope horse that was 19 to 20. You guys probably remember Britain. And he said, look, will you trade me Britain, please? I bought a horse I bought a horse for $5,500 from this auction, and he's way too much horse for my grandson. He was supposed to be a finished calf horse. I believed everything they said. Anyway, so when they get the horse home, basically what happened, I wanted Britain to have a good home. So I did it for Britain because Britain deserved to have a good forever type home with a young boy that's going to just love him for the rest of his life. So I made the swap. This horse, Spanky, sold for $5,500. Yes, that's what he brought. Yes, in that 12 by 24 ring, he was extremely broke. He's about 7 years old. He's the most beautiful little horse you've ever seen in your entire life. He's like, oh, he's so gorgeous. But he is literally not a finished anything. Like, outside of that 12 by 24 space, he is scared to death. He's scared of noises. He's scared of the dogs. He's scared. And if we let him out of the stall, we can't catch him. Like, you can pin him in the corner and he will run over the top of you. You have to rope him to catch him. And that horse needs a lot of desensitizing work, and I don't want to kill him. I absolutely do not want to kill that horse. I don't want to kill him. I don't want him to go to slaughter. I think that the horse is, oh, we're almost there. Come on, you guys. We need like 150 or 200 more stars. We're almost there. How much time does it show on the clock on y'all's end? Because it shows that we are almost there to the star party. I love star parties, but I feel like star parties break my train of thought from like where I am. And it's like, ugh, I try not to forget them, but I also try to, like, you know, I don't know. How much time do we have left on the star party, you guys? Does it say on your end? It just shows me that we're 90%. Oh, it just, okay, I think we're close. Okay. It shows that we're like 90% with, it doesn't show me a time. Doesn't that suck? Okay, does it say star party achieved yet, you guys? Achieved. Okay, all right, thank you so much. Thank you, Allie. Thank you. For those of you. Karen, thank you. Beth. Tori, I appreciate it more than you know. Ashley. Rhonda, thank you guys who sent stars right there at the very end to kind of get us over the hump to achieve that star party. Thank you. So the way that, Connie, thank you guys so much. So the way the stars work is I get 1 cent basically per star sent. So if there's 3,112 stars, that's $31.12 that goes to my creator fund. And that money is going to go to, you know, help with Triton's eye. We need to have that removed. So I really appreciate it. Some things that we've been having a lot of trouble with. I have lots and lots of people who say that they cannot join the Wild Tribe after hours. It is getting to where people just absolutely cannot rejoin. I'm not sure why. We have 431 members. When I log in, we have 510 paid members. So the members that pay versus people that are in the group is a little different. Some people just don't really, love, you know, hanging out in groups like that, whatever. But if you are having a hard time rejoining the Wild Tribe after hours or the Wild Tribe daily, please reach out to us because we would love to help you get back in those groups because that revenue is something that I really need. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but that's where Tylen's salary comes from. It's where all the extra money comes from that does all of the vet bills. We've been floating a lot of teeth. We did a teeth float fundraiser because there was a lady from Oklahoma who was selling like $50 floats, and she told me if I got so many, she could come down here. So I got the right amount, and I went to PayPal her, and I said, okay, I said, I've got the money for the teeth floats. Can you, like, schedule me? And she was like, well, I don't know. Like, all of a sudden, she was like, it might be July. And I was like, oh, like, is there any way we can get something sooner? Like, this was in the original before, like, in the original discussion, it was like, oh, I can come in a week or two. And then it was like 2 or 3 months. So I called Crockett Vet and I talked to them and explained to them, hey, I did a fundraiser to float teeth.
So they said they need the four halters for the dog.
The halters are in my back seat.
He wanted me to ask you about the 3 halters, or you send them with the horses?
Yeah, tell Tylen to come down here. He knows where they're at. Just tell Tylen to come back down. Tell Tylen.
Jacob's using them right now.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Tell Jacob to use you and send me Tylen. God bless. Tell him that I said to F off and send me Tylen. I feel today. Come here. Goodbye. Look what came up on my time hop today. You all see that? Is that not the nugget and the daddy? Okay, the halters are in my back seat.
I don't.
And in here on this shelf. Just, you can't send Jerry to do things that Jerry's like, I don't. I mean, listen, Jerry's great for a lot, but not when it comes to this kind of stuff. And why are you laughing? What is Jacob doing? Why do I feel like he's out there doing something I wouldn't approve of? Hang on. Why does that make me like not a good old time? The halters are fine, but don't send my lead ropes. She didn't pay for, she sent, for what the halters cost at Tractor Supply, it wasn't enough to do halters and lead ropes. The halters were like $25 each. $22 each after tax. Yeah, the leader, but you know where the halters for the donkeys are?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so what we are doing is I have, for the round pin giveaway, I already have, let me look. Okay, I have Melissa Curry, Haley Vanderen twice, Beth Spires twice. So we have 5 people who have donated thus far. Plus I'm matching all of it. I'm matching $1,000 up front. Like I've donated 1,000. That's 500. We're at 1,500. So if you send $100 to the round pin fund, we're going to pick 2 winners. And you're both going to get, Beth did match Haley. So we are literally going to give away 2 saddles. So this is your chance to have not 1, but 2. My hubby and I are the same way. We love each other. I listen, I love Jacob. Yeah. Would I acknowledge you, Misty? Hello. How are you? Hello, Misty. So we need 100 people to donate $100 or more, 100 spots. What's my dad sending me photos of? Laughing my ass off. Y'all wild. Okay. Sorry. My dad and sister were gifted some odd gifts. But anyway, I need 100 people to donate $100 each. That's $10,000. It's going to pay for the round pin. We're going to pick not 1, but 2 winners out of that group of people. And you can either do $1,000 cash or you can do a gift certificate to a saddle. So it's completely up to you. Now let's fast forward. If you want to turn around and redonate, you're like, you know what? I want to donate, I don't ride, I want to donate the, yeah, the vet has already started the teeth floats. We've done 20. So we've already done 20, and they made me a deal to where they float the teeth. Anytime you see one that we have floated the teeth, cleaned the beans, we did cactus, Donnie, Two Crows. We absolutely have already been doing that. She's tube worming and floating teeth. I'll get back to that. I'm sorry. My brain. Anyway, I talked to Dr. Curry, and yes, Crockett Vet is going to absolutely do the teeth floats and the tube worming, and we've already started doing it. We did Pretty, we did Goose, we did basically everything here unsold. Triton, Donnie, Cactus, Two Crows brother. Obviously Jacob paid for Pepper. We've done Beaver and Lena, and I'm trying to think who else. We've done a lot. So basically, those gifts may be from me to your dad and sis. Oh my God, Haley. Does it involve 24 karat gold? Leaf paper? Oh my God. So basically you can send to Cash App. Misty can post her PayPal and her Venmo because she has both. I just have Cash App. So you can send $100 to Cash App. Now here's the deal. We also have a saddle giveaway for $50. So if you cannot do $100 and you can only do $50, you can send $50 to the saddle draw. When we get to 100 people, we'll draw for that saddle. And the profit from that goes to the vet bills. It goes to teeth floats. It goes to osteopathy work. We have Miss Kathy coming again. We're going to redo Two Crows. We're going to have her look at Donnie again. It's $175 when she comes. So that goes really fast. So what I'm hoping is with this round pin fund, we can get this full as soon as possible. I'm asking you guys, please. I know it's a lot to ask, but if you can spare $100, let's get this round pin paid for. That way Tylen and I can get it picked up this week. I would like to do it. Yes, Haley, my dad sent me a photo. I love it and I'm laughing. So, so I will just tell you right now that I want to be able to give away saddles. And another thing, I try to really support up and coming saddle makers, tack makers, made in the US stuff. So I would love to be able to give away the saddles, not only so that you guys get something amazing, but to really get some saddles out the door. Kathleen won our first saddle giveaway, and Kathleen can tell you she absolutely got her gift card. She's already been in contact with him. The saddle is paid for. She has already been able to design her saddle, and it'll be out the door and to her as soon as he can get it made. So it's not a joke. It's not a trick. There's no trick or gimmick. Like, if you win something, you contact the maker themselves. We are no longer going to do anything in-house that we ship out because I can't find anybody to, I just can't. Like, I really, really, really needed to be able to sell 2 bags of cookies to pay for the 3rd bag of cookies, because it was like, you buy 2 and it at wholesale that actually pays for 3 bags. The profit pays for